Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. It's Stephen here back with another video, the third one of the day. The news keeps coming quick and fast, and this one is a very interesting bit of news. Now, there's some rumours yesterday from your man Fabrizio Romano that City were about to appoint a new assistant coach after Carlos Vicens and Joan Marlilo left, amongst others. City are overseeing a change in their coaching setup. Lilo always leaves after 2 or 3 years for what it's worth. That's sort of his MO in general. But it didn't mean that we were new. We needed a new coach, and it looks like City have gone for an insanely dramatic choice here, an incredibly dramatic choice. Now, we've got another Pep, apparently. It looks like another Pep has been confirmed. Pep Lijnders, the former Liverpool assistant manager under Jurgen Klopp, is set to join Pep Guardiola's Manchester City backroom staff via Time Sport. Fabrizio Romano has also confirmed that as well. There we go. Fabrizio Romano confirming it too with the old tick. And I don't know, you do here he goes for coaches, do you? I don't know. But either way, it's all set to become official. This is very significant. Now, this is very, 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 very significant because this guy has a ridiculous reputation in football. It really does. Now, yeah, I think it's fair to say his relationship with Liverpool fans has soured an awful lot. Because it used to be really strong. He was seen as, as exceptional, this kind of stuff. I think a few things went wrong. He wrote a book sort of revealing some of the secrets of his coaching and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And also, when he left, it didn't really work out for him as an actual coach, or the first team manager. That's fine. There's lots of brilliant assistant coaches that don't end up making great managers because it's a very different skill set. Look, managing a first team, managing 25 millionaire superstar egos, reacting to high pressure situations and dealing with the press and slightly getting involved in transfers and just all that stuff is totally different to being the right hand man for someone to bounce ideas off, to see things in a different light. Everyone needs a brilliant right hand man, but not everyone can be the guy out front leading the way because it's a very, very different thing. Some people want to be the rhythm and the rhythm guitar, or the bass guitar, or the drums, or some people want to be the lead singer. It's just how it is, man. It is how it is. Brian Kiffery's instance, yeah, exactly. What I will use, though, is Jurgen Klopp's words on this. So there's a bit of an article I was reading from Jurgen Klopp about Jurgen Klopp. Klopp said he was at Liverpool in 2014 and 2024. In his second spell, Lijnders helped Liverpool won their sixth Champions League along with the FIFA Club World Cup and the first English top flight since 1990. Klopp said this about him: the job he did is exceptional. The inspiration he from me is absolutely exceptional. The relationship we grew is exceptional, outstanding in everything. I'm really looking forward to follow his way and support if necessary. And if I can, I will definitely do. We'll definitely do. So basically, Guardiola, Klopp deemed him the perfect mentor, and he said he was the most influential guy in the last years. Definitely in the club was Pep Lijnders. So Klopp called him the most influential guy in the club. So there we go. So Klopp, obviously, when he was at Liverpool, was famous for his really aggressive, heavy metal football. Everyone called it intense pressing, intense work rate. You slam teams into their own half. You push them back really aggressively, and you keep them there. And that's what he was massively involved in. Now, what can we expect from Pep Lijnders? His teams, as a football analyst wrote last year, and there's a quote here: Pep Lijnders' tactical approach at RB Salzburg emphasises high-intensity pressing, fluid attacking play and quick transitions, hallmarks of his football philosophy. His ability to implement an aggressive, dynamic style of play has transformed Salzburg into a team that thrives on collective energy and tactical intelligence. By using high pressing, overloads in key areas and fluid formations, Lijnders crafted a system that's both exciting and effective. So yeah, there we go. So basically, he's a very modern take on it. High pressing, overloads in key areas. What that means is, say you have the ball over in the left wing, you get loads of people over in that one space, you overload an area, and you draw all the defenders over, then you can switch it really quick, so it's sort of like one-on-ones, but you overload certain areas. Fluid formations means, in the way that you don't just defend in a 4-4-2 and attack in a 4-4-2, you'll defend in a 4-4-2, but attacking a 2-3 something shape, they're just sort of like this, basically sort of about switching up. He's known for his football, essentially. Liverpool fans are very negative about him. They don't like him because of various reasons. It's personal, though, there. It's personal. So I would genuinely ignore Liverpool fans on this because it's personal. It's clearly personal. It's one of those things where it's clearly like he's clearly burned some bridges there, and I would ignore them. It's very obviously personal. The thing is, why am I excited for this? I'm excited for this because if you look at Manchester City's failings last year, we haven't kept up with the physical improvement of the Premier League. Pep Lijnders is clearly a very confident man. He's a very confident man. His track record said the right to be negative. What? His track record is amazing as assistant manager. Look, as a first team coach, who cares, man? He's not coming to Manchester City as a first team coach. Like, all you know is that Liverpool's best ever side was Klopp and Lijnders. And Klopp himself said he was the most influential person on Liverpool. So there we go, you know. Obviously he wasn't, it was Klopp. But put it this way, he was a great coach showing Liverpool's best ever side. And Liverpool, he made Liverpool stats look shit from 20. Did he really? Did he actually really, mate? It was him. It was all on Liverpool. It was on yeah. But either way, he's a very confident man. He's a very confident man. I watched an interview of him. He's very assertive. He knows what he wants. And he obviously knows how to do this pressing thing. He knows how to be attacking, aggressive, assertive. And I think it's very obvious that, to me, he'll come in and look to reshape the way that City press up the pitch. We are very poor at that these days. We used to be one of the best in the league, and now we're pretty average at it, if I'm being honest. So when you get all these rumoured new signings and these young players come in, I expect that Lijnders will come in to sort of oversee a slight change in how City work, because we're not good. We're not good at it these days. We're really not. And it's just, I think, Guardiola sort of mixing things up a little bit. So people talking about Cole and Fernandinho in the chat. I don't really know if they'd be great coaches. They're just good names. I don't know if they've got a track record. One thing I do know is that Lijnders does have a track record, and he's got a philosophy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about what Fernandinho. Liverpool fans are very obsessed with Lijnders. It clearly is personal. Like, with all due respect, I don't give a shit that Enzo Maresca left Man City and became a manager. I don't give a shit that Arteta left Man City and became a manager. Like, it seems personal. It was Pep's tactics. Klopp said it himself. So you telling me, Andrew, right, that Klopp was stupid enough to let an assistant manager manage the team from 21 to 24? Bullshit, mate. Absolute bullshit. I'm calling bullshit that on entirely. Like, there's no way. In that way, that means Klopp's an idiot. If Klopp was, for 3 years, was sitting back and going, Pep Lijnders, it's your fault. It's also very convenient if Liverpool underperformed for those years and he's happy just to sit and blame someone else. And do you think that's quite... Yeah, what was Klopp paid for, mate? Come on. So who's the idiot there? You know, I just don't buy that. I'm sorry, I just don't buy it at all. I think that's an excuse and a Klopp out. So I just don't believe it. But either way, look, it's an interesting hire. It's clearly an interesting hire. It's a spicy hire. You know, we've got someone who's very different here, who's coming to change things up a little bit, and for whatever reason, you know. Yeah, he's going to be different. For whatever reason, they've gone for Pep Lijnders. And look, he's clearly a very aggressive manager. And the Manchester City of last season, they're just not aggressive at all. They weren't aggressive, and I want to see that change. So this is a very exciting signing as far as I'm concerned. It's a very interesting one. So there's a lot of news going around today. Jack's telling me to check City Extra for Cherki news. Yeah, there's lots of Cherki news going around today as well, Rayan Cherki. I've been reading that already, mate. The Cherki news as well today. I'll get on to that. Apparently, Cherki could sign for Man City in the coming days after emerging as a priority target for the number 10 role. Man City want the player in time for the Club World Cup, and Lyon would like to quick sale around 40 million euros, which is what, 32 million quid? City officials have contacted us directly around Rayan Cherki and have also taken information from his former coaches, including Pierre Sage, ex-Lyon manager. Guardiola's not yet spoken directly with the player. I think this is very obviously going to happen for what it's worth. The thing is now, because of what Carl Dean said, as I was saying earlier in the video, Carl Dean said we wanted everyone before the Club World Cup. These links that are coming out right now, they're obviously legit. It's obvious that Reijnders, it's obvious that Cherki, these are players that we want, because the timing of it is just too fitting. And they'd be fantastic signings. I would love it. Cherki would definitely need Pep Lijnders to get him to run. That's the one thing where it's almost like they're going to hire these mercurial talents, Reijnders and Cherki, who aren't actually known for their work rate, if I'm being honest. But they're also going to hire like the hardest work rate manager in the world, assistant manager, who's absolutely going to get him pushed and get him working. Because if you can get a song out of those guys in terms of defensively, never mind just the attacking orchestra that they'll bring, you've got special footballers. And yeah, Aït Nouri is legit. You would guess too as well. It's got a little bit quiet the last couple of days on that front, but Aït-Nouri would be a fantastic signing. There's a lot going on. It's very, very busy right now in the world of Manchester City Football Club. By the way, has he just... Okay, FPL main road. Let me just double check that. FPL main road. What's he just said as well now? Okay, Rayan, it's your time. Well, that's all he said. And he also said that internally the club believe Reijnders is done. This guy, you know how these FPL guys work? They tend to know like a physio or something like that. Ryan Aït-Nouri would be amazing. I would love Ryan Aït-Nouri. I think he's a cracking footballer. They're all so technical, these guys. They're all just so elegant and technical and brilliant. Like Ryan Aït-Nouri, Cherki, Reijnders. Oh, man. It's, yeah. Haaland used to work, Haaland used to. Like, he genuinely used to, but I don't know what's happened there. It's definitely changed, but I think he sort of lost his momentum. But Haaland was a machine at Dortmund, So I'm definitely expecting a very different Manchester City. Where does Foden play? I don't know, on the right or something like that. Cutting in. I'm not really sure, but we'll work it out, It's going to be fun, though, won't it, watching Pep and Pep. We're going to see two mad coaches being aggressive in the two Peps, and I am expecting to see fireworks next season. You're going to have Marmoush and Cherki and Aït-Nouri, and I can't even imagine the side. Can I just get giddy and build a team? I got it from the other day. Look at this, man. So if you want a high line pressing, you got to pay Kusanov and Vardiol there. I put Livramento in, but it could be Nunes for now. I'll just put Nunes in for now because I don't know who we're going to sign. You got Aït-Nouri pushing forward. I'll go back to the actual shape. This is from the other day. I think it's going to be Diogo Costa for what it's worth. I think it'll be him. I'm going to put Nunes there for now anyway. Marmoush, I think it'll be this. It'll sort of be like this. Cherki can start on the right. It'll be sort of like this. And the way they'll do it is when we're playing, Haaland will go that way. Marmoush will go there. Aït-Nouri will go all the way up the pitch there. He'll stay. Those guys will stay sort of out there. Nunes will go sort of around here. Vardiol, Kusanov will cover that side. Reijnders and Nico or gibbs-white will get forward, and it'll be sort of like that. It'll be so aggressive and assertive, and it's just so much fun. It's such a massive change in dynamic and aggression for this Manchester City side. It's going to be full of young players, full of energy, full of assertive footballers, footballers who want to make things happen. A little bit of skill, a lot of flair, a lot of pace, a lot of creativity, and we've really struggled to break down teams a lot this year, and I suspect that will change an awful lot if we sign the likes of Reijnders and Cherki and Aït-Nouri. Very technical players. Bringing Rodri back as well, and it's good. Will I get the watch long for the Club World Cup? I hope so, mate. It depends where. Yeah, it just depends. I'm hoping to do it, but it depends on the baby's situation. I can't remember what it's like. Like, there'll be another... When is it? Like 2-3 weeks from now? I'll have to remember what Ruben was like 3 weeks old, in terms of cluster feeding, and Nicola can get a break or something. But I'm going to aim to do it. But I'm also very conscious about awaking my son Ruben, and Nicola can't help and settle him because she's had a cesarean, so she won't be able to. It's complicated. I'll try, basically. 18th of June. Okay, we've got 2.5 weeks left. Okay, so Cassian, my son, will be nearly a month old at that point, so I think the cluster feeding would have settled a little bit. 2 a.m. is nothing, mate. I'm up at 2 a.m. every day these days. I've been watching Andor at 2 a.m. every morning because the only way our son Cassian will sleep is if he's been held, because he's just a newborn. So we're rotating shifts. So yeah, we're very much used to it. It's not complicated for us. Cassian, I like the name Cassian as well. I think it's a bit out there. It's not inspired by Andor. Andor's amazing, Reshade. Look, it's not. Andor's a political show. It's got a brilliant, beautiful episodes. It's not actiony, but it's about people. It's about a rebellion. It's about politics. But I love it. Cassian, is that Scottish? I don't know, but I just saw it on a list of names and thought we quite like Killian, but as in Killian Murphy. But then our surname is McInerney. Killian McInerney sound on the nose. And then we also thought if we said Killian a lot, people would figure it meant Kylian Mbappe. So what's similar? And I found Cassian on a list of names, and then obviously I quite like Andor as well. I love Andor actually. That's a coincidence. And Cassian's our Sunday, yeah. We call him Cass or Cassie. And I like it. I mean, Cassian McInerney, I think it's a cool name, man. And yeah, he's ace. Anyway, but yeah, I'll be doing the watch launch of that. I'll try to. I'll definitely try to. I'm not asked about a 2 a.m. start, mate. I'm very much used to it these days. So, yeah, look, these signings are great. Pep Lijnders is a cracking addition, potentially, to City and how they're going to change. Like, I do want City to mix things up, and I think City are going to feel like a very, very different side. It's one of those things where, look, you've got Guardiola's arch enemy in the Premier League was Jurgen Klopp. He was ridiculous there. And now Guardiola's gone and hired Klopp's assistant. It's one of those things that's obviously Pep will be talking to him about Liverpool. And Lijnders, of course, is known for his sort of like, he's known for his being a strong personality. He'll disagree on Pep and all that kind of stuff. Thank you. I'm glad you like the name. Middle name Miles, but look, so Cassian Miles McInerney. Miles just because he thought it sounded cool. And it is Miles Morales inspired because Miles Morales is the coolest person from the MCU world. So even though he's not in it yet, we just thought Miles sounded cool. We looked for a single syllable name, Cassian Miles. And yeah, Miles Morales, you know, because everyone loves Miles Morales because he's a dude. But yeah, Cassian Miles McInerney. Ruben is, my name's Elton. Ruben Elton McInerney. Because Elton, we're like Elton John, so. But yeah, I love this move. I love it. It's very exciting. It's very interesting. It's just aggressive. It's weird. It's different. I never would have seen that coming ever in a million years. It's a Klopp student, now a Pep student, and they're going to argue and they're going to be the bankheads, and I like it an awful lot. I think City are going to be much more assertive next season. I think we're going to play incredibly differently. I cannot wait for the Club World Cup. I would not miss it for a second. I think this City side is set to explode with young, exciting talent, hungry talent, and we're going to be unrecognisable. I didn't think we'd see the Gundogan and Bernardo leaving, but they're going to leave. I can already feel it. I think they will go to. They'll be told they can move on. They'll be told that they'll be on the bench behind the likes of Reijnders and so on. Yeah, I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for it. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. It makes an awful lot of sense as well, because when you think about where City are going, we have been behind everyone else in the Premier League. Teams like Bournemouth and Spurs and Brentford and everyone, they just run us off the park these days, you know. Like, even Fulham physically can match us. So we need to change that up. That's why you get these young players who are good athletes, who have that hunger, that drive. And we can match all these now, but obviously with a higher technical ceiling and better quality players. And also, you know, winners as well, with experience, and of course a better manager. And now Jean Cartier, he's not actually come from Liverpool directly. I think he's been off for a little bit. It's one of those things where I think he's failed a bit with club management, and he's out of a job a little bit. But it's clearly come to be an assistant and get back into that game after. Sorry, I'm just knackered today. Jesus Christ. After not really kind of working in the world of club management. So it's one of those things where I think you start to see as well the plan that Guardiola has in place forming, because I think about the system that we started to play with Nico O'Reilly and Nunes getting high up the pitch and pressing, and of course you had the wingers as well. It's one of those things where you can tell that Guardiola wants to have the next phase of Manchester City as key defensive players up front with intensity. We've not been that way for an awful long time. I clearly want to see City press aggressively and organised. We're such an average team these days. Like, the gegenpressing days are sort of relatively over. But it's clearly a sign that City are going to start pushing a lot more assertively higher up the pitch. And yeah, I like it, man. I like inside job. As if, mate. I don't know if it's as simple as that. This guy is full of himself. He could definitely... He could definitely get another job if he wanted to and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just going to leave it there anyway, because I am genuinely knackered. I think there's going to be loads of news going around. The news from today, of course, Reijnders and Cherki is getting closer and closer. We've hired Pep Lijnders as Guardiola's new coach, which will be fascinating to see. McAtee as well, by the way, looks like he's going to move on. I wish him all the best. He's going to the Euro under 21s. He won't be at the Club World Cup. I do agree with people who suggested that he's not been treated that well. I think he's had a pretty tough time at City. I think Guardiola was a bit unfair to him at the start of the season. But I understand, you know, that... it's hard to integrate young players, and I don't think he's quite had the. I think he's been decent when he played, but he's never felt like he was. I don't know. I think he struggled to feel part of it, so I understand him moving on, and we'll be fine. Guy, I don't really. By the way, I don't. That purple panel guy is nonsense, Jack. I'm sorry. He used to DM me asking for advice and tips. So anyone who's no anonymous Twitter accounts are blaggers. You know how to do it. I could do it in a heartbeat if I wanted to. I know how they do it as well. It's just I can't bother because I have a life and I'm an honest person. But purple panel guy used to. Yeah, it's bullshit. Ignore purple panel. Yeah, and rule of thumb: anyone who does transfer stuff who's anonymous, bullshitter. Because there's more money in life to be made as a transfer person being front facing. There's no reason to be anonymous. Why? Like, do you really think Fabrizio Romano would be as big if he was called transfer secrets dude? No one would trust him. He's real. He's big because he's a real person. Like, no one's giving an anonymous Twitter account real tips. It's just bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. There's no credibility in it at all. So it's just kids pretending to be Fabrizio Romano. Anyone with a catchphrase, like if you've got a catchphrase to copy Fabrizio Romano, if they're hidden, it's because they're children in the bedroom. It's always true. I guarantee you. Guys, leave it there. Bye-bye. I'll catch you tomorrow for another stream. It's going to be a very exciting next season.